All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. I hope you make a time before. Me I continue me about lesson from the previous video. Um, now I want to majorly cover some of the elements you can put inside a form. We have used input, and then we've used different types of input, and then we've also used a button type. But you can also nothing even do like so here you can even actually put a button here, right? You can create a button and say click me, right? And then you can save. And if you save it and you go to your browser and refresh, you see that's a normal button. We have a submit button, and then we have a normal button. And we've not decided to give it what to do, right? So but you can create a normal button like that. Okay, so now we know how to do that also. All right, so now let's create a few other elements you can put inside a form. So at the top there's something called a legend, so you can use a legend. And a legend is a legend, right? It just tells something about something. So we can say my first form, okay? And that's it. That's all we want to say. And you can save it. And if you refresh, see at the very top of the form says my first form. Okay, so usually this is the place you will say, like, you will say things like login, or you say something like register, so something like that. So you come here, you refresh, and boom, register. Make it up. And yataanza CSS to position here a design format. As we learned CSS, a little bit of CSS, but we also learn how to use CSS to design the form and make it look nice. Okay, like Facebook. Okay, we can do that. Now we know how to use a legend. We can also try to use a label instead of just typing the text here, right? So instead of just typing first name here, we can use a label. Okay, a label, and then what is in the label, what we want in the label is first name, right? And then we have to tell the computer what field we are trying to put the label on. So in this case, we are trying to say we want this first name to go with this input field, right? So we have to say here, we have to say for, and then we have to use the name of of our input. So let's say first name, right? First name. So we save, and we refresh our page, and now you see this is matching with this. Okay, this first name is now matching with this. It's no more just a text, it's just a real thing. It's a label. Okay, so we can just do the same here. I'll copy this one from here, and I will come here, and then I'll take out this last one. I'll put a new label here, and this one will be last name, right? Last name, and I will say last name. Remember, we are matching this property here, last name, with the name of the input we are using. Okay, so you have to say I want this label for this input. Okay, so when you save it, you refresh it, now we have another last name also for this input field. We have a last name for this input field. So that's how you use a label. Okay, and so instead of typing all of this, you can remove all these emails and password words and use real labels. Okay, very important. Okay, all right. So now that we know what labels are, let's learn about a list, like a data list. So it's something you can choose a bunch of other objects from. Okay, so let me go back and actually at the bottom here before the break, the clear one here after this password, let me just say, so let me yeah, before the let's say after the password. So let's use another thing called a data list. Okay, so this data list is going to have options. So an option like male or female, or let's say the cars I like, or let's say maybe I want you to choose from something. Let's say we are we have different, let's say you are registering for school and they are trying to ask you which program are you registering for, right? They have different programs, so let's try to do something like that. Okay, so we have a data list and we're gonna give it an option. Okay, so let's just say option. Okay, inside the option we're going to actually, let me make it a little bit. So inside this option we are going to give it the things we want. So we can say computer science. We can create another option here. So it's just option, right? Just everybody knows what option is. So we can say business management. We can say option. We can say accounting. Accounting. We can say oh, not option group. I want option. And we can also say mathematics. Okay, we can say mathematics, right? All right, so we have all of these options. Okay, so now but this is what the one inside the element is what you will see as the user, but the computer does not see that one. So we have to tell the computer what the user is seeing. So we have to say value. Oh, sorry. We say value, and this value is what? We'll say computer science. Okay, exactly what we want the user to see. We want the computer to also see it. So we say value, and we'll say business management. Okay, and then we'll come here value, and we'll say accounting, right? And then we'll come here value, and we will say mathematics. All right, so we can even choose which one is like selected, but let's just say we just want to show just the value. So let's save this and go back here and refresh. My list doesn't show. Why didn't my list show? Let's see why my list didn't show. So this is the how you know, like, you have to debug things. Okay, so if you code something and you think it's gonna work and it didn't work in the browser, then you want to go back and look at the code line by line. It's painful, but you have to do it. You have to look and see where you went wrong. So where did we go wrong? 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 Well, let's see where we went wrong. So okay, yeah, so we actually just needed to make our field a little user friendly, because we don't have it's there, but we can't see it. Okay, so let's just say style and give it a background. Let me just say background color. Let me give it blue. Okay, all right. Let me just say blue. Yeah, why not? So let's go back here and refresh. Wait, it didn't work also. So what did we do wrong? Oh, I'm using the wrong thing, right? I'm using the wrong thing. Okay, let's just say background and just say blue. I don't know. Let's try it and see. All right. So this is what we call debugging, right? You write some code, you try to figure out why it did not work, and then you run it again, you make some changes, you go back and check. It's called debugging. We're going to spend a whole lesson on how to debug and the tools available to you to debug, but here it is. So this is how it works. So for your exercise, I want you to go out and write this code and tell me why this object is not working right now. Go and figure the answer out and tell me and say, oh bro, you made a mistake here and this is why your data list didn't work. Okay, all right, so let's go back and let's pick up another input step. Now let's do select, right? Let's do select. Select is also cool. We can use field set, but I mean, select is like the coolest ever. All right, so let's, instead of this, let's just copy this whole thing, data list here, and then we are going to use the same thing, but instead of data list we're going to use select. And I'm gonna change this one also, so I'm gonna call this one select. All right, now let's save. So we have to give this one size, right? Because we need the computer to know how many items are in the select group. So the things you can select. So we have 4, right? So let's just say 4 items. Okay, and we can give it a name, and we can say name is courses. Okay, because these are all courses you can take, right? Okay, so now we have all of this done. Now let's run our website and see what happens. Ta-da! This one works. Okay, so remember, you have to fix the data list, right? Now this one, you can select any one of these items, right? You can select any one of them and submit your form. If you are registering for computer science, you can select computer science, and blah blah blah, and clear will also clear it out. Okay, so now we know how to use select. All right, let's move on to the text area. So let's say you have a form where let me put a BR here. Let's say you have a form where you need the person to say something about themselves, like, hey, yeah, why not, tell us something about us. So we have to give you an area so you can use to type, right? So let's just say text area. That's it. And all we have to do is give it a name and a size. Sometimes people say we can just say text area here, and we can say the rows, how many rows we want to give it. 20 rows. And how many calls do we want to give it? Let's say 15. Okay, right there we go. So if we save it and we go back and we refresh, so we have a text place. You can type anything you like. You can go crazy and tell us all the history about your life and how awesome you are and the good things you've done in your life. Okay, that text area, man, just text. So if you use clear, it will clear it also. All right, there we go. So let's see what else. We learned button, field set. We can also, there's so much to learn about forms. So there we go. We've learned a few things. We've learned a few elements in a form. We've learned the types of inputs you can use. Now in our next lesson, we're going to study events. So what is an event? Event is like when you click on something, you expect something to happen, right? When you click on, for example, on this, if I enter text in the text area and I fill out the form and I put a password and I select computer science because I love computer science, okay? And if I click on clear, it should reset the form, right? It should clear everything in the form. That is an event. The event is I click the button and something happened. It's an event. But when I click on submit right now, nothing is happening. When I click on click me right now, the next button, nothing is happening because it's not handling any events. We have to tell you exactly what kind of events, what kind of things it can do. So we say we want a computer to create a button for us. The computer created a button. Now, what do we want the button to do? That's what we're going to show the computer to do. When you click on the button, what should it do? That will be our next lesson, and it's going to be on event handling, how to handle events. All right. I hope this one is good enough. It's like almost 15 minutes. I try to keep it short so that you guys don't use a lot of your data at once. So here we go. This is a cool lesson. We'll go on to the next one shortly. All right, take care, be safe, keep your hands clean, and wear your mask when you're going into public. Okay, take care, bye.